Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kendall. I am the creator behind KP Crochet Creations. You may know me from my Instagram page. That's where I'm the most active. You may know me as the Fury Queen, as some people like to call me, or the Dragon Queen. I don't know, there's some weird names out there that people know me by. I thought I would give YouTube a shot. I've really enjoyed getting to share my crochet journey on Instagram, so I thought some longer form videos would be kind of fun. So let's give it a shot. Today I wanted to share how I got into crochet, what started it all, and how I started getting into dragons, and where I'm at today, what I'm working on today. And then I would also love to know what kind of content you guys are looking for. This YouTube channel is for y'all, for me to share what I'm working on, and for you to request what kind of tips or tricks or yarn comparisons or crochet hook advice, anything. I want to share it all. All the knowledge that I have, I'd like to share. So how did I get started with crochet? So I started with the Woobles kit, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of. I know a lot of people say, oh, they're too expensive, but back when I just started out, I didn't have any of the materials, nor did I know how to do a single crochet stitch. So I got the Fred the Dino, and so it turned out he took about 3 hours. I think I frogged him about 4 or 5 times, not gonna lie. And I accidentally lost the little safety eyes, so I did these little knot eyes because I also didn't know how to embroider eyes at the time. But it's a good reminder of where I started. He's a little special. And then I moved on and I bought my own yarn, again, not knowing what good yarn is. I made Fred again with this other little acrylic kind of yarn. He does look a little bit better. The stitches are a little bit more consistent, and I did a better job at embroidering the eyes compared to this one. But I do love this little pattern, and this is what started it all. And so then I moved into a couple other little Woobles designs. I ended up getting their book, and I attempted this octopus jellyfish. Not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it was a solid attempt. So then I started venturing out into blanket yarn and more chenille type yarns, which was definitely a fun adventure. My first, but this is my first attempt at a pattern with blanket yarn. It's a pattern from a book. I actually don't remember the designer, so I do apologize. But I thought it was going to be about half the size, and of course he's huge, and I didn't know how to stuff, so he's definitely not stuffed enough. But he was cute enough that I got my very first custom order for 2 of these guys. So I had to make 2 of them, and it was my parents' neighbor who got them for the grandkids, and they, I wasn't good at sewing on the neck, so they're a little wobbly, but I think they really enjoyed them, and now I keep this one as a keepsake of remembering my very first custom order, and also my first attempt of using blanket yarn. So that was a fun one. And then as I continued to post on Instagram, I met some really great friends, and one of those being Millie from Red Mills Crochet. This is her very first sleeping dragon pattern that I tested for her. And I was really new into pattern testing. I've only did a couple, so I was not expecting to get picked by Millie. She had a lot more followers than me at the time, and I didn't think I'd get picked. And so she picked me, and this is the exact dragon that I made for the test. I actually ran out of yarn and had to go to Joann's with my half dragon, like matching the yarn to see if I could get the right one, which I did end up finding it. But this is one of my favorite dragons to date. I've had a lot of people try to buy her off me, and I just can't get rid of her. I think she's a good symbol of where where I started, and she was the very first dragon I ever made. She is the one who brought me one of my best friends, Millie, from Red Mills, and yeah, I just love her so much. And so then I went in and started doing more and more and more dragons. And if you follow me on Instagram, please do. You'll see all of my dragons that I've made. I did some flower dragons, and so that was probably about a year of different dragons. And then she came out with her Fury Snuggler. Let's just say it kind of kicked off everything for me. I've always loved How to Train Your Dragon. I was never super obsessive over it, but I did always enjoy those movies. And when she created this pattern, it just kind of reignited that spark of that love, mainly because the cuteness. Like, look at this thing, it's so cute. This kind of blew up. My video of this pattern blew up on Instagram, and so I realized that there was a big demand for doing Fury dragons, and I've really enjoyed making this one. This is now one of my comfort makes. I've actually probably made around 50 of these in different yarn types. This is the very first one I made for the test. I am not willing to part with her. I absolutely love her so much, and definitely wanted her to hang out during this video. So she'll just hang there. But then I had friends encourage me to start writing my own patterns, and I did. I started it. Now I will say it is the most stressful thing when you're first starting out. It truly is. I think I started way too big. This was the original, very first draft of my snuggler pattern, my very first dragon snuggler pattern. Like, it's not even completed because I gave up on it, because I was so frustrated. I felt like I was wasting so much yarn for, nothing to work out. I wanted the wide hips, but these looked weird. I liked the big head, so I had a really great head pattern, but I couldn't get the body right. So my husband was actually saying, maybe you should start smaller. And that's exactly what I did. So this is actually the first draft and the final draft of my Starla, the Sleepy Dragon Snuggler. So you can see how I kept with a similar design, but simplified it and made it smaller, and it flows a whole lot better. And I'm very proud of this pattern. And she is available. The pattern is available on my website or on Etsy, on my Etsy store. And so if you are interested in the pattern, yeah, go buy it. It's my very first pattern. It's definitely not up to par to some of my newer patterns. Most before I had, a tech editor and a lot more. I didn't have as much knowledge when I first started out pattern. I've learned a lot as I have gone on. So after I released that one, I decided that I was making a lot of Furies at the time because of the high demand of people wanting the snugglers from Millie's pattern, and she had a laying flat Fury dragon as well that had a lot of people requesting. So I wanted to make my own Fury pattern. I wanted to show that I could do my own design. So this is actually the first draft of my Midnight, the Cuddly Fury pattern. You can tell if you have the pattern now, you'll know that he's floppy. He ended up being a floppy little guy. I changed the way I ended up putting the arms in because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted this style. When I drew it out, I wanted this style of the longer arms in the front and his legs in the back sitting, and he's kind of straddled like that. So as I was creating him, I I realized, well, maybe I could make it a little bit easier by crocheting in the limbs. And I actually give an option I give both options in the pattern. I give the sewing on options or the crocheted in options. So you can either make him kind of not move like this, or he can be floppy like this. He is a big pattern. And when I first designed him, I designed him with Big Twist Baby Bear. And if you guys have used that yarn, you know the difference from it to Bernat Blanket or Bernay Blanket. I'm not really sure how you say it. So you can see the difference, size difference. So when I made him in the blanket yarn, I was like, oof, okay, he is definitely a lot bigger than I was originally planning. So of course I went, well, I'll just make him smaller. So I had while he was in testing, I downsized him a little bit, which would be Twilight. I don't have I sold all my Twilight, so I don't have a Twilight to show you the size difference, but he's about half the size of Midnight. And but then I was like, why don't we go even smaller? Because I'm crazy. And so then I made Dusk. Dusk is, I mean, you can see the size difference from Midnight and Dusk. And I love him. I think he's so cute. People love him for market makes. And I don't know, he's just the cutest little guy. So I really enjoyed creating this one. I think the head gave me the most trouble because proportions is always my hardest thing when creating patterns, but I definitely love how this guy turned out. I think he's absolutely adorable. And like my other patterns, they are the Twilight, Midnight, and Dusk are all available on my website as well as Etsy. I have them as a bundle too. So if you want to try all 3 sizes, they're available. I definitely encourage you to try them out. They are, yes, all very similar, but they, if you were to make them all in the same type of yarn, they will be different sizes. But as most more experienced crocheters know, you can actually make a pattern smaller or bigger based off of the yarn used, kind of like this. You can see these are same pattern, but different size yarn that was used. So moving on with my Furies, I, of course, couldn't stop. After I made those 3, I realized that I should have a snuggler pattern. I was so excited about making my own snuggler. This one was probably the easiest pattern I've ever written. It just kind of flowed. It just worked. Everything I was excited about, and it just came together perfectly. And it is by far my favorite pattern I've ever written. So it's Nova. Nova has a cute little knot in his tail. He's the perfect little size. This is made in chenille yarn. So I actually use Zaddy Crafts. Zaddy Crafts, a really good chenille yarn and softest yarn ever. And I just love how he turned out. He's just perfect to me. That might sound conceited, but I just really love how he turned out. And as I was creating him, I had some people ask me, well, what if he was stuffed? Like, could you make him into a plushie? Well, technically no, because he's made with half double crochet stitches. So those are, you try to stuff, the stuffing might come out because the holes are a little bit bigger. So I designed a pattern to accompany this one, which is a stuffed Nova. It's very similar, as you can see, but this one is made with single crochet stitches, so you can definitely stuff him, and he'll keep the stuffing inside because the holes are a little bit smaller. And I think these patterns are by far my favorite. They are my best-selling ones, so I'm not surprised because I absolutely adore these patterns. So this is Nova, the snuggler version, and Nova, the plushie version. Both are available on our website and Etsy as well. I love it. But of course I didn't stop there. I had to keep making Furies. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you have already seen a sneak peek of my next design. And it's this little guy. He doesn't have a name yet. And this is actually just the first rough draft. I don't even have the pattern fully fleshed out yet. I'm gonna probably work on him after this video. So maybe he'll be out, or testing will be out when this video is uploaded. But I'm very excited with how this little guy is turning out. I just wanted a little standing pattern. But I wanted to keep him small, kind of like a chibi small kind of style. So I'm very excited with how this guy's turning out. So stay tuned for more of him. One question I do get a lot that I want to make sure I let everyone know is, where do I get my safety eyes? Well, I used to make them myself until I realized that's not really my favorite thing to do. So now I actually buy most of my eyes from Nerdy Girl Crochets. Britt, she is absolutely amazing. You can visit her website at nerdygirlcrochets.com, and she has the best eyes. They're absolutely adorable. She does the Fury eyes every so often, so they may be sold out when you go and look, but just hold tight, follow her on Instagram, and she'll let you know when they're available. And trust me, they are the best eyes. You're definitely going to want them. So when I first started the Woobles, I did not expect to be able, I never even dreamed of being able to make something like this, or be able to design something like this. So if you are struggling out there with your first Woobles kit or your first crochet project, don't give up, because trust me, you're going to get there. And you're going to enjoy the process. It's definitely frustrating at first, but don't give up and enjoy your journey. So let me know what you guys want to hear. I'm definitely going to do some vlogging type videos. I'm not super keen on doing tutorials, but I'm definitely open to showing off some tips and tricks, how to get your crochet business started, or any of that stuff. So let me know in the comments what you want to hear. If you want to see more of my videos, definitely please subscribe. I'm very excited to start this YouTube journey, and I hope you will come along for the ride. Thanks, everyone.